Hello. Welcome again to a detailed recipe. Traditional 5-finger meal will be made in this video. 5 fingers is a meat dish that is among the oldest dishes. It is a dish believed to have been made since ancient times. I tried it for the first time. It was a delicious and healthy meat dish. If you want to make a different meat dish, you can try this recipe without hesitation. Ingredients: boned cow meat, black pepper and rock salt, bay leaf and quince leaves, potatoes, onions. Ingredients for dough: 2 cups of wheat flour, half a glass of water, 1 egg, salt. First, soak the bone meats in cold water overnight. Since we will use the juice of meat and bones, we must obtain a clean bone broth. Ingredients and food are very simple, but bone broth is a must to be tasty. Add boned meats in such a bowl and add cold water. Stir the boned meats the next day and wash them so that there is no blood in the boned meats. I recommend using a pressure cooker to cook. Boil the drinking water, add salt and peppercorns. Add the quince leaf and bay leaf. Add boned meats. The pot may be small. Prefer to use a large pot as you will add plenty of water. As you can see, the pot is filled with water to its maximum level. Cook bone meat in this way for 3 hours. Release the pressure lock after 3 hours and wait for the steam to escape slowly. If you can see that the meat is easily separated from the bones, that much cooking is enough. Take the meats out without water. If the water is running low, add more water because it will be needed. Add the broth in a separate steel pot. Pay attention to the small bone fragments on the bottom. Prepare your cooked meat without bones. The preparation phase of the meats in this way. The remaining process will be done in the service phase. Cover the meat to prevent it from drying out. It can wait aside. It won't be a problem if it gets cold. Add water in a container for the dough. Add eggs and salt and mix. Add half the flour and mix. Add the rest of the flour and mix. It needs to be a smooth dough. Keep kneading it on the counter as it is a bit hard. You see it in this order in the video, but this dough was prepared while the meat was cooking and left to rest. Calculate the resting time of at least 1 hour for the dough to roll out. Flour the dough and cover and leave to rest. Add flour after 1 hour to expand the dough. Even if it is dough, let me repeat that this dish is healthy. It will not cause stomach discomfort because it is a yeast-free dough. Roll out the dough with a rolling pin. You can make it a little thinner. The dough retracts a little. In this case, the dough may thicken. Take care. Yeah, I can just say make it a little thinner than what you see here. Cut the dough you rolled into a palm-sized square. Some may be small, some may be big, that's okay, I'm sure you can do better. In the same way, prepare the vegetables before the meat is cooked. The vegetables I use are potatoes, onions and tomatoes. You can also use carrots. The season was summer when I made this dish, and I didn't use it because it wasn't carrots. Peel the potatoes and cut into apple slices, a little thin. Chop the onion into thick round slices. Yes, now most importantly, boil the vegetables, but not with normal water but with bone broth. Cook the dough while the vegetables are boiling over low heat. Cook the dough in boiling bone broth in the same way. There is more vitamins in this bone broth than the meat we cut into the plate, and never throw it away, use it. Add the dough to boiling bone broth. If you add water, add a little salt. Bake the dough for 10 minutes. This time may vary as 8, 10, 12 minutes, adjust according to the thinness of the dough. I baked it for 10 minutes. The important thing is to leave the dough in the water one by one so that they do not stick to each other. It is not easy to stick because it is already oily water. The dough will grow a little more when cooked. After 10 minutes, check the cooking status, and remove the dough to the plate. You can take it out with a little water so it doesn't dry out. Even add some bone broth to the plate. Add vegetables you cooked in bone broth. Add onion slices to the edges of the dough. Add the potato slices to the edges of the dough. If you use carrots, you add one piece of carrot and your plate will look more colorful. When it comes to adding meats, dip the meats into boiling bone broth with a colander. Meats will be hot and more flavor. Add the meats to the dough. After adding a few kinds of spices and tomatoes, it will be served. Add the remaining dough. Since the bone broth is reduced, add the water you add to the vegetables on the dough. Now both vegetable broth and bone broth are mixed, we can say that it will be more delicious. I want to show you how I prepared it on the other plate. Add chili and thyme, moistened with a little bone broth. I think it's great. This is a dish everyone should try. Let's go back to the first prepared plate. I added some rosemary, tomato slices and seasonings and ready to eat. Why is this dish called 5 fingers? You understand when trying to eat. You definitely need to use all 5 fingers while eating this food. You prepared this feast with your hands. Eat with your hands. The original is like this. We have come to the end of a detailed video recipe prepared for you. Thanks to everyone who watched the videos from start to finish and supported me. See you again in a new video. Goodbye.